afternoon, everyone. Never received 5, never 9. When you reach 5, if you understand grammar, grammar is teaching now. So when you reach 5, as at this time, it's still afternoon. So take note, it's still after 4. That's grammar, don't need to. So, good afternoon once more. Those of us on site and those of us online, I welcome you to this last segment of it for today's class. Am I correct? Is there any other class after today? After now? Do you have class 6 to 7? Okay. This is the last class for today. Am I correct? Good. So we are on the last segment of today's lecture. And that is finance. And we're going to look at introduction according to what we're meant to understand. We want to, allow some of us who for one reason or the other were not around, or those who were around for one reason, they were so busy. They were so busy. Not that I don't understand. They were busy doing one thing or the other. So let's see what we can do. So first of all, we'll look at introduction. Introduction to this course called finance. Introduction to finance. Introduction to finance. For this kind of subject, we cannot just answer it. Without telling somebody what finance is all about. And I will be so brief. I won't go into too much details because as far as definition is concerned, because this subject, they will never ask you what is finance. Have you seen any past question like that? They won't. But just for our own benefit here, finance, in a simple way, is the study of how to raise funds. Study of how to raise what? Funds. And invest it productively. That's not that thing we do in this subject. Know how to raise money and put that money in good words. Use. That's a simple way of defining finance. Raise money. Use it judiciously. Raise money. Invest it wisely. While others are investing it in nightclub, serving people with a lot of drinks, well, that one is not a good investment. That will not give us rate of return that is good. But when you invest it on things that will bring more money for you, you are talking finance. And one thing about this subject is that we worry about 2 things. Only 2 things we worry about. And if there's anybody that is living on this earth, he does not worry about those 2 things. There will be issue, which is life. You need to worry about tomorrow, future. You need to worry about future. Even the Holy Book is very clear about that. He said, he who wants to build a house should first of all count the cost before he starts building, or else it won't finish. So you need to worry about future. I need to worry about money. Those are the 2 things we worry about in this subject. Worry about the future, worry about the money. So if the money is there, the future is what? Secure. Every other thing remaining what? Constant, as economists will say sometimes. Is that okay? So those are the things we worry about. And in this subject course called finance, there are so many fields that this subject relate to. For instance, I know there are some subjects, when you are doing it, they will tell you, you need to know this because it relates to what? Your course. It relates to what? Your field. So finance relates to these fields. Let me just design it a little. Let me just say finance and its field or related fields. So let me do this kind of small drawing here. Here is a course called finance. It relates to economics. We can't do without economics. It has some relationship with economics. We have economic principles that have been applied here for us to solve something on finance. It has a relationship with accounting. It has a relationship with accounting. has to do with accounting. And if you know very well, there's no way you can be talking about this subject, this course, without talking about mathematics. So that means if you don't like maths, you are the wrong course. You need to change to other ones. But if you don't like maths, but you can have time to learn, you must like the subject. So there's nothing like, I don't know maths, and I'm in finance. I remember in those days, well, let me just tell you, I remember in those days, in my 100 level, when I entered finance, to read finance in 100 level, I have a classmate that came in as we were going with the finance. He said, "Did you know that there's maths in finance?" I said, "How would anybody tell you there's no maths?" He said, "They say it's arithmetic, financial." You know how they simple. What is there is financial arithmetic. And when they say financial arithmetic, somebody will be carried away as if it is this simple interest alone, all these x plus x, 2x, and so on. The person will not understand that you need more deeper mathematics. In short, those in the management science and those in the pure science, they need mathematics more than any other field. You can't do. And one thing about management science, their own is even deeper. Because management science will not just calculate. We calculate and interpret. But unlike those in the pure science, they just calculate and go away. But unlike it, you calculate and interpret. So your own look more, challenging. Not that it's difficult, but we can overcome it. Another one to look at is statistical, or let's say statistics. Statistics, yes. Statistics are another one. Statistics here is application of mathematics. If I don't know maths, I can't talk about statistics. So here we apply. Another one is probability. Probability. Some will say yes, probability theory, whichever one, probability. And finally, psychology. You can see it has 6 areas. We agree, it has economic principle in it. So, accounting, we use net cash flow, cash flow, and that cash flow came from trade profit and loss account. Here we get net profit, and we have profit after tax, profit before tax, and all kinds of things. So, accounting inputs is there. Mathematics, we multiply, we divide. We compound, we discount, all those kinds of things. And the statistical part, those summation, you remember, summation from here to there is important. Probability, we have that under capital budget, where we have probability to determine risks, and non-probability method and probability method. Psychology is just a study of the mind and the brain. Somebody that wants to handle money, we need to check. You can't just give anybody money. That's why if you want to work in a bank, so many protocols. They have to check. Do you have madness before? Have you committed one crime or the other that involve money and not? Are you credit worthy? Have you stolen before? Have you borrowed credit and did not pay? Those are the things they weigh. And when they weigh all that before, they give you the job. So you can't have money and give it to somebody that is not normal. Money will find its way somewhere that is not required. Remember, our purpose is to do what? Raise funds and invest it wisely. So we cannot collect people's money and hand it over to somebody that will not be able to invest it or market it where it ought to be. So these are and from all this indication, we can say finance is analytical. We can analyze it because it involves maths, it involves probability, it involves statistics. So it's analytical. So we can analyze it like we did before we can take the decision. And economics, it has economic principles of that we use. It has accounting input. It's global. It's global. It's not just here alone. It's all over the world. You can't do this without talking about it. Are we writing this? Please do. Those of us, you are written it. Those of us online, are we following? Hello? We move again because there is nothing
yes,
here.
we are.
Types of finance. You know, this course has types. Let me see how I can take it up. Draw very well. I try to make it types of finance. So we can do this in a kind of set, in a 3 sets Venn diagram. That is trying to say that finance is divided into 3 clusters. We can say this side is a capital market, and capital market theory. Capital market theory. We can talk about financial management. Which is the same thing as corporate finance. You can see the type you are doing. It's not everything you are doing. But sometimes we can flip. But what you are doing is financial management, which is the same thing as corporate finance. And some others call it business finance. It's still the same thing. Because some institution may decide to say it's not corporate finance, but it's business finance or financial management. And that's why it's most textbooks you are using, they wrote on top financial management, which is something as well, corporate finance. This one is investment management. So that's why I put it in 3 sets. In 3 sets Venn diagram. So that means these are the 3 types we have. Not to talk too much because this is a recap. I'm trying to let you understand what we have done in the past. This one deals with financial system. It deals with the structure of interest rates. That's this one. Capital market and capital market theory. It focuses on financial system. We also talk about the structure of interest rates. That is powerful, that not recipe. And it also focuses on how to, price, the pricing of risky assets, where they are pricing, how to price assets that is very risky, and how not to price it. In a simple language, this one focuses on the financial system. And financial system is divided into 3. The whole financial system of the economy, whether anywhere in the world, is divided into 3. One is the financial market. Financial market. 2, financial intermediaries. When we say financial market, we're talking about stock exchange, whether it is a long term, medium term, whichever one. That is financial market, where we sell securities and so on. Whether primary market or secondary. That's just what we're talking about. Then you talk about the financial intermediaries. We're talking about banks, where we have the lenders and the borrowers. I mean, any person that takes his money to the bank is a lender. And those who borrow are the borrowers. And the borrowers will even come and pay interest. For you, they may not even give you anything at the end of the day and say you have withdrawn more than necessary. Or they will give you interest that you cannot even work on. Except now, we now have central bank has now developed what we call alternative bank. Alternative bank, whereby you can put your money online and you are paid interest. Are you aware of that? Are you aware? That is licensed by central bank. One of them is OPay. Have you heard of OPay? Do you know it's an alternative bank? Oh, you don't know. OPay now, you can use, your app to transfer money from it. You can also get interest on them by depositing money, whether flexible investment or fixed investment. What we call branch, so many of them. Even MTN is one of them that have been licensed. Because MTN also do normal banking, from. So that's alternative. Apart from those ones, where you give money, you're a lender, they borrow. That's for financial intermediaries. And the last one is financial regulators. Remember, financial system of any economy is made up of 3 components. First one, financial markets. Second, financial intermediaries. Third, financial regulator. I know that CBN is one of the regulators. SEC is another regulator. NDIC is also another regulator. So many of them as financial regulators. That's for this. We don't need to go too far. Financial management, like I said, is the same thing as corporate finance. It's the same thing as business world finance. These people are after financial decision. Financial management is all about financial decision making of a business entity or individual or government, whichever one. That's what this one is all about. And for this one, investment management. So this one is after how to manage funds, portfolio management of an entity, individual or corporate entity or government. So this is what finance is all about. And I know nobody will ask you all this. You can't see an exam types of finance. They will tell you, maybe you may ask that kind of question for those in undergraduate, not postgraduate students like you. You are no more graduate, you are postgraduate. So you are not ordinary. You have gone beyond that undergraduate. So, having seen this, we have already told this your introduction of what finance is all about. So we are moving into what we call mathematics of what finance. This overview, or this introduction of what finance is all about. So we'll drop that story. We are moving into small calculation, which you will understand. You will understand. Those of us online, I hope you are copied.
Yes, sure.
I know you are copied. This is not a serious something. So we are moving into the one we need to press calculator. Good. You have to say it so that you know we have left that story math. Mathematics of finance. When we say mathematics of finance, it simply means there is maths in it, but it's not something we cannot cope with. Is that okay? So, in talking about mathematics of finance, what will come into your brain is what we call time value of money. Time value of what? Money. That means to say that money will only have value when there is time. That means the money I will collect today is better than the one I will collect tomorrow. The reason is not factor, that's the time value of money. That's why some people will tell you they started work in 1980. I don't know whether I've seen that kind of thing flying around social media. But somebody started work in 1980. The amount he collected in 1980 is better than what he collected on his retire. So like I was saying, those of us online. So like I was saying, we're moving on to mathematics of finance. Having concluded the overview of finance or introduction to finance. So we're moving into mathematics of finance. And I said that there are things to consider here. Time value of what? Money. That money has value based on the time. That it is better to collect money today than to collect tomorrow, which means tomorrow own will be affected with inflation and so many other factors. Unlike today, at least you can know what to do before tomorrow comes. And as far as this topic is concerned, mathematics of finance, our concern here is to find the future value of money and the present value of money. If we are looking for future value of money, there must have been money today, which means there must have been present value that we want to compound. We want to compound to know what that future value will, what that present value will be in future. So remember, when we know the future, we want to know the present. We can't know the present without the future. When we know the future, we will discount the future to know the present. And that's the kind of division of the interest factor or the discounting factor. So in mathematics of finance, we're after future and what? Present. Given our interest rates, which it could be R, sometimes it could be I, sometimes it could be K, whichever one they want to use, it depends on the person setting the question. But in this part of the world, they are used to R and K. But in some foreign textbooks, they like using I. I there for interest. Our R is rate of interest. Sometimes K, they say it's cost of what? Capital. Whichever one they have decided to use. The result is the same. And this our future value of money and present value of money came from our usual formula, which we call compound interest. There is compound interest, there is simple interest. They are not the same. Simple interest is just interest calculated on the principal, which we call principal, on the principal. While compound interest is the interest calculated both on the principal and the interest. And it's that compound interest we use in the bank. We don't use simple interest in the bank. For instance, I put 1,000 naira today in the bank and I'm being paid 10%. That means when they pay me 10%, probably by the end of the year, my money will be 1,100 naira. Is that okay? And that means by next year also, they will also calculate 10% on both my principal and what? Interest. It will be compounded. Are you following? So compounding is to move it forward. And discount is to bring it to the present. Is that okay? And we can find future value of money of single amount, of various amount, but not equal, because it mustn't be equal. If it's equal, it becomes another language called annuity. Remember, when you have stream of what? Cash that are not equal, we can find the future value, taking it one after the other, because the first one will last so many years, second one will last a lesser year than the first one, like that. But if the money is equal amount of money deposited year by year, it becomes annuity. But we're taking it gradually. So in this mathematics of finance, we will concern with future value, present value. At least we look at that one first. When we must have understood that, we'll now move to annuity and so on. But we'll take it as simple as we can. Future value. FB is future value. It's always equal to the present plus the compounding factor raised to the power of n. Future value. For you to know future value of a present value, this is the formula to apply. So remember, this formula is made up of so many components, have it? It's made up of PV, it's made up of R, it's made up of N. And as you see it, FP is the subject of the formula. And that means we can find future value. Later, we can find present value. Later, we can find rate. Another time, we can find what? N. Is that okay? So, with this, we can change subject of what? Formula. First, we have seen it. Second one, we can see FV all over PV equal to 1 plus R all raised to power what? N. Remember, this is the first formula. This is our original formula. And from that original formula, we can make R subject of the formula. We can make N subject of the formula. We can make PV subject of the formula. But we're going to handle them one by one. Number of years. 10 years, 20 years, 50 years, maybe 9 months. We know it's 9 over 12. I will get what we want. So, I hope we're there. The coefficient of 1 plus r raised to power n is PV. So, divide both sides by PV. That's what I have here. I want to make just r the subject of the formula. So that means we have seen number one formula, you remember? When you remove this n you are seeing is the same thing as n over 1, agree? So n over 1 when it's sum so it becomes 1 over n, agree? So it's going to be fb over pb all raised to power 1 over n, all raised to power 1 over n, 1 plus what? R. Is that okay? And remember, this is something as fv over pv all raised to the power of 1 over n minus 1 whole number equal to what? R. If we like, we can write R equal to this n roots of fv over pv, don't forget, minus 1 whole number. And that is the formula. Is either we're using this or we're using this. Or you know that this is 1 over n, which is the n roots. That means if here is 1 over 3, it becomes cube roots. So whichever method you like, you use. Don't forget the formula. Is how to get what? R. We'll need it. We have seen formula for FV. We have seen formula for R. And probably we will see formula for N later when we're going to calculate. But we'll quickly put PV on the board so that everybody will see the formula before we adopt the question to show us how this thing should look. Those of us online, I hope you are copying. Can you see us now?
Yes, we can.
Good. Put it down so that we can move on. Can we clean the board? Please write very well. We need the formula. Very important. We will understand how to ensure. Yes, awesome. Those of us online, can we clean the board? Can we clean? Remember, this is how to form the formula. Nobody will tell you to prove this, but you must understand this formula yourself. Can I clean the board? Good. Now we have seen that one. Now I want to make PV the subject of one formula. Now the coefficient of PV is this. So our future value, this future, will now be discounted by this to give us present what? Value. Remember, when I know future, I will bring it to present. And the only way to do this is to divide. And that is discounting. Dividing by the interest factor. Then if I know present, the only way to take it to future is to compound by the interest factor, which is multiplying. This is the present, Abby. I want to know the future. I multiply this present by the compounding word interest or the future value interest. So you can see, you want to move forward, you multiply. You want to bring something back, so now you divide. So the formula is there. Every time the formula is complete. Just the end, which I don't want to bother myself doing changes of bring in longitude. So as a result, we take a question. Is that okay? I hope everybody's on the platform, Abby. I can post the platform so that it will be faster. Or I should write on the board. Post Abi. That would be better, Abi. Are they there? Okay, don't worry. The question is short. Don't worry. We'll make it short. Because we can, so they can understand. At least we'll use one question to handle so many things. So the first question for today says find the future value is also in the platform, but just that it's that would be a lengthy one. Let's just write it. Find the future value of the deposits. Then I'm changing the figure anyway. Deposits of 20,500 naira. That time it wasn't 20,000. But it's money. In a savings account, that pays, let's make it easy, 5%. 5% compounding. Question A, annually. Question B, quarterly. Question C, monthly. Question D, continuously. Let's leave it like that. Or let me add out that one. You can do it there. Fortnightly. The idea here is the same. When it comes annually, quarterly, monthly, daily, fortnightly, the only one that is different is this one has no separate formula, which is also part of the story, but they need to be because the rest is the same. All we need to do in this case, when we are compounding quarterly, our concern is that our interest rate will be divided. The number of years will be multiplied. For so that we used to divide it, rates, is what we are going to use to multiply the number of years. And that can occur in any compounding, whether it is annuity due, whether it's future value, present value, anything. Compounding can be done in that way. And those of us online, have you copied? Are you seeing it clearly?
Yes.
Have you finished copying?
Yes.
Fire on, fire on.
Okay, that's fire on, fire on. Like that. Okay? And then clean those of us there. Can fire on. Now, what is important to me here is the first one. The first one is not difficult. Means one thing. We remember our formula. Future value equal to present value. 1 plus r raised to the power what? N. In that case, our present value is 20,500. Am I correct? Our interest rate is 5%. 5%. This one said annually. That means our interest rate will be paid once a year. Once a year. That means our interest rate will be divided by 1. The number of years we multiply by 1. Will it have effect? No. So our formula is in that. 20,500. 1 plus 5% is 0.5. How many years? Is there any year there? So this account that pays 5%. Okay, that place, sorry, that place you wrote, please adjust it. That pays 5% for 5 years. That pays 5% for 5 years. Compounding. Those of us online, please adjust that question. For that place you copy. That pays 5% for 5 years before the word compounding. Please take note. So N is what? 5. I hope we got that. Good. So here is 20,500 into 1.05 all raised to power what? 5. I hope somebody can get this. Calculator is just to press the calculator like this. I hope it's there. 26,163. No cover? 177. Okay, come. So that is the answer. That's the future value of money. Is it clear? No, is it clear? That's the question. Is it clear? That's what I want to hear, that at the end of the day, you are getting it. So that when you see similar questions, I know what to do. All right, no worry. We did. Right to the way to. I know I should have covered. I'm covered not the money. And this is Nigeria. Yes, now it's covered. Yes, now that's so covered. Whether you don't cook, you don't say you will promote your mark. But what I'm saying is that we're trying to, as far as I put now, like, try and put the cover. If you're in US, you pay cents. Okay? Yes, that's it. Anywhere we do that. The second question was 1B. He said quarterly. From all indication, we have 4 quarters in a year. A quarter is 3 months, and we have 4 quarters. So that means we are going to divide the rate, our R alone, by what? 4. Because we have divided our rate by 4, we multiply our number of years by 4. And it's a very simple idea. The question is simply saying that interest rate will be compounded 4 times a year. How many years are we going? 5 years. How many times you live it? 20. Are you saying it? That's why I'm multiplying it all by 4. Because if somebody is paying interest once a year, it will be 5. N will be 5. Abi? Our number of years is going to pay interest 5 years. 5 times a year. That's the meaning of that 5. But when we're paying interest 4 times a year, and we're going 5 years, it means the interest will be compounded for 20 years. And that's why it is wrong for you not to say times 4. Not putting times 4 here, that it means you are wrong. Very simple. That's what I say. So instead of we're dividing interest by 4, we're dividing multiplying that by 5. Not that we just want to. In reality, in real life, but somebody is paying interest 4 times a year, and we have 5 years in question. It means 4 times 5, 20. Not like somebody that is paying you 20% interest in a year. It means that we have to find out what it will be in what? A month. By dividing by what? 12. Very simple arithmetic. So that we know how much interest will be in a month. And that's what some banks do. Those who manage to pay interest or show you interest. Every month they will send interest paid. But so do. Some bank does that. But if you, mostly why you don't see it that when you withdraw regularly, you fulfill that chance. But if you leave money with them, you pay, no matter how small it is, they will still send you something. But if you have, where to put your money, it's better. You invest wisely and get better interest than the one you kept in the bank. This has changed now. 20. 5. 1. 5% of it. Divided by 4. Quarterly. All raised to power. 5 times 4. Is it clear? Only interest rates and the number of years that will be affected. That's all. interest rate and the number of what? Years will go up. So without wasting much more time, we have 20,500 into 1 plus, somebody divide this 0.05 divided by 4. What do we have? 0.0125. That's what? Raised to power 20. Go ahead. Yes. Which number 4? Okay, over 4. Yes, go ahead. That's right. And that's what I'm saying. That they will pay the interest 4 times a year. Interest 4 times a year. And we are going 4 years. 5 years. 4 times 5. That means we will collect the interest of 20 times. That's what we're saying 20. That's what we multiply. Which one? So we divide this because this 5% you are seeing was something meant for a year, right? This 5% was a year. But now they're going to give 4 times a year. It was divided by 4. And then so multiply by 4 so that this thing will be 20 times in 5 years. Good. Now, you don't have, I believe, this will give us 1.00, 1.125, I believe, all raised to power 20. We can multiply now and get answer.
26,281.
What do you have?
26,281.
26,000. 21 what?
281. 281.
Oh, 281. 281.
Yes.
Over?
476.
Good. Correct. So, remember, the issue is not to press the calculator. The issue is how to divide and multiply the numerator. That's the main thing. Now, without wasting much more time, no, please write. This is 1B. What time? The next one was what? What did I put there? Is it monthly? Monthly. Yeah. We're all aware that we have 12 months in a year. And that means our interest will be compounded 12 times in a year. Multiplied by what? 5. That means the interest will be for 60 times. That's easier. Those of us online, are you following? Which one? Which one? No, I have not said anything. This one, you understand this? Simple. When we get there, we'll cross that. Yeah. So as well as do this, that one will be easy.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Any other question?
Ask now, go ahead.
Good evening, sir. Sorry, can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. I just joined the class like some minutes ago. Please, can I get where you got that 0.05 divided by 4? As in the particular 4 that is beneath 0.05.
As you have just joined, the question is all about find the future value of money.
Okay.
When the present value is 20,500, you got that?
Yes, I did.
Interest rate 5%, which is R.
Yes.
Good. Number of years that we are compounding is 5 years.
Okay.
Very good. Then with that 5 years, that's 5 years there is N. N is 5.
Yes,
then
I know. Yeah.
Interest rate is 5%. Are you true?
Yes, I am.
Good. Now, question 1A that you are seeing on the board says, find the future value of money when the present value is 20,500, when the interest rate is 5%, and we should compound this annually. And that's what we saw on the board as 20,000 16377. Is it clear?
Yes, it is.
Question 2 says we should find the future value of that same money
Okay.
when the present is 2500, when the interest rate is compounded quarterly. A quarter means four times
Yes.
a year.
Yes, it is.
So we divide the
yeah.
interest rate by 4 and multiply the
Okay.
number of years by 4. That means interest will be paid 4 times a year. Agree?
Okay. Yes.
Then multiply by 5 years. That will be 20.
Because it will be paid as in 4 times. Okay, fine. I got that.
Yes, 20. That's how we got that.
Thank you. Sir. Thank you.
So put it. Have you written it? Can we clear? Those of us here, can we clear? So we are talking about. Okay. We are talking about monthly array. 1C. Our formula hasn't changed. 1 plus R, all raised to power N. Okay. Now, the question here says we should talk about monthly array, that compounding it monthly. That means interest rate will be paid 12 times in a year. So that means our interest rate will be divided by 12, and the number of years will be multiplied by 12. So there's nothing different in all this thing. 20,500 into 1 plus 0.055% divided by 12. Divided by 12. And this is 5 times 12. 5 times 12. Okay. Now we multiply 20,500. 1 plus, somebody divide that 0.05 divided by 12. What do you have?
0.0025.
0.0.
025.
Okay, 0.04.
0025.
Oh, double zero. Okay. 0.004.
25.
I mean
0.0042.
That's right. Good. Who again is calculating to find out. All right, it will not be only some input that doing it. It's 116, Abi. 116, so and this 60, Abi. The other number is not up to 5, Abi. So we don't need to approximate. It's 0.041666666. So that means we are having this as 7, Abi. Agreed? 7. 0.00417. Yes, because those numbers are up to 5, so approximate. Let's manage it like that. And this is 20,500 into 1.00417, all raised to power 60. Somebody press calculator. 20,000. What do we have? Times 20,500. Are you sure? Is it 26? 1.26? Let's not assume more. Let's get the right thing. Remember, it's raised to power 6.
26,308.86.
Some percentage will still come in. I will touch all those 5 and 20. 26. Okay. We agree. Okay, 26,000. 26,000. 314. Oh, 9. I have to cross check. Yes. Yes. so that we have to check, because some of us are online for the very first time with us. We need to let them understand what God has. So I hope that is settled. Those of us online, I hope you are doing well. Those of us physically present here, I hope you are working very well. 1D, Abi? Okay, 1D is that
Continuously.
next one? Zip. No problem. Other ones I know that. I will just tell you what. We'll say. What time is 2 weeks? 2 weeks. A year is having weeks. Huh? No. A year is 52. So it's 26 now. We divide by 26. 2 weeks. We'll just write on the body, even if we don't calculate, we'll just write it to see it. But we'll just do that continuous. And just show you that one. We'll also show you daily, so that you know you can just go and at least you have small work to worry yourself about. But all of them is the same. Just get the idea. Understand future. Understand present. The question is so clear. When it's written, you will know. If you are talking about today, no is present. Future is clear, you always say. But sometimes you will be looking for present value. And you see today in the question. You need to know that today means present value. That's why those of us who are doing a cost of a project. What it costs us now is the present value. That's the idea. So we're looking at D. That D says continuously. That one has a formula like this. Some may write PV. Some may write P. Because P is present what? Value. Or the principle. And they will write E raised to power Rn. Have you seen it? Continuously. P is the present word value. E is the exponent, which is a constant. 2.17 or something like 83. I believe. Press your calculator. Punch E. Something will come out. 2.1783. 2.187. No, there's 3 ending it. 3 is ending it. 3 is ending it. Just press E. We are not able to, press where the thing is. We have done it. E is 2.7183. Simple. So with this now, and this formula of that matter of E only occurs when they say continuously. If that word continuous did not come up, you don't need to use it. So this is 20,500 times 2.7183, all raised to power R, 0.05, number of years, 5. And we'll go ahead, 20500, 2.7183, 0.05 times 5, 0.5. Check it out. 2.5, good. That is 0.25. 2.5. Is it okay? So somebody press calculator for us, everything. You can press 2.183 raised to power 0.25 times 20,500. Those of us online, I hope you are coping. Uh, 2.7183 raised to power 0.25. Get the result. Multiply by 20,000.
Can we please share the question, please?
Wow. 26,000.
Can you share the question, please?
57, Ali. That part is not too calculation.
Sir, can you share the question?
Hello?
Please, can you share the question, please?
The question.
It's easy, it's simple, but we really need the question to, to get along. We need the question, please. I said the calculation and all that is simple, but we really need how the questions are being framed and all that.
Okay. What happened is that, okay, I'm coming. The question is in such a way that okay. The question, can you write? Because the way the question is only one who can share. Because I just adjusted it. So can you write something down?
Okay, sir. Please, can you hold on?
Please write something down. This one I will try and share this because I just changed number sign. So it does not look entirely
yes,
like what
yes.
we did one time. Can you take it down? Are you ready? Are you ready?
Please hold on.
No, another one.
We are ready. We are ready, please. I'm ready. Yeah. So you can just snap and send to. Okay, sir.
Can you see it now? Hello, you can check the group. Check the group chat now, you will see it. So let's move on. Like I was saying, just to throw more light on this. There was fortnightly, I mean. Fortnightly. That is a one E. Fortnightly future value, present value, 1 plus R all raised to power n. This is 20,500. 1 plus 0.05. Because it's a fortnightly. Fortnightly means 2 weeks. And 2 weeks in 52 weeks should be 26 times. Okay? That means the interest will be compounded 26 times. So we'll divide this by 26, and then this n times 26. That's how to do that one. In case A person was anything like daily that person, no, it's not there. Yes. Like daily, the question. No. So let's assume that was daily. Is that okay? Compounding daily. Our formula will be like this. VB 1 plus R all raised to power n. It will still be 20,500. 1 plus 0.05. Daily means 365 days, I mean, in a year. We divide by 365 days, raised to power 5 times 365 days, and you get the answer. That is all we'll take on future value of single amount. I hope that is clear. Anytime they talk about future value, which means look for future value when the present value is what? Given. This is our formula. And this formula came from compound interest. Is that okay? So please put it down so that we can move into how to find the rates, which I gave you a formula, how to find n, which I also gave you a formula partial. So that one.
Hello, sir.
Yes? Have you seen it?
Yeah, you said for daily we should use 365
Yeah,
days.
no. I just added that one now. Daily. I just added daily now. That if it is daily means 365 days in a year, Abi.
Yes, sir.
So you divide 365, divide the interest rate by 365, and multiply the number of years by 365. I hope you can point calculator and get that one.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Good. So we are moving. The next question has been posted to the group. In that next question, we are given the future value, we are given the present value, we are given the number of years, and we are asked to find the rate of what? Return. Trying to apply our formula. Let's see how it works. I hope I can clean this. The future compounding. Those of us online, any question with the future value? Whether compounding annually or compounding daily or weekly. If it's weekly, we divide by 52 and so on. Any questions?
No question, please.
Good. The next question has been sent to the group where we'll be asked to find, or the question says we should find the rate of return. So we're applying that to our original formula where I said R equal to the n roots of future value all over present value minus one whole number equal to R. That was the last formula we had, but we'll still write it on the board for us to solve this. So we'll start. So according to the question, this is question 2 now. Question 1 was all the one we have solved. Question 2, our R is the future value all over present value, all raised to power 1 over n, and there's one whole number. I hope this formula is okay. So either we use this one or we use the other one. So according to question 2, which is your platform now, future value, I just sent it now. Future value was given. Future value was given 49 what? Is it 493? Good. Present value was given as what? 2. Is it? Number of years is 20, I mean. Then R, our rates as question. So it's a simple arithmetic here. R, future value 493 all over 225 all raised to the power of 1 over 5 minus 1 whole number. Why I have to put 1 over R here? 1 over 5 is 0.1. That means we can simply press the calculator the way we feel by writing 493 divided by 225 raised to power. But let me forward to you gradually. 493 divided by 225. We have.
Sorry, please excuse me.
0.19111111. You like it like that? 2, that's 8. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. You like it like this? Oh, voila. All raised to power what? 4.2, Abby? Minus 1. Some people may even leave it as 2.191. No problem. I'm just trying to write it like that. You can approximate to 4 figure. And write everything the calculator has given to you. No problem. Nobody will penalize you. What matters at the end of the day, you arrive at an acceptable answer. And here, we're having. Okay, let's not rush. If somebody thinks we are rushing, let's not. So let's just make it 4 figure, Abby. 0.2 minus 1. What I'm saying here is that if your calculator is working, okay? Okay, we can hear you. Go ahead, Wisdom. Hello, Wisdom.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
I can hear you very well.
Yeah, please. The 1/5, is it 1/5 or 1/20? I thought the N is 20 years.
Oh, thank you, Jerry, for that observation. It's 1/20. Yes, it's not. We're not going that one again, Abby. Thank you, because I was about noticing. Thank you for that wisdom, approach to that problem. So it's 1/20. 1/20. That would give us 0.05, Abby. And I would have known it because I know the answer should be 4%. So if I didn't get 4%, I know there's an issue. Abby, you remember it 4%. But let's see. We can now press a calculator. Yes, so this is number 2. It's the same thing. It's all everyone is a choice. And so 1/20. You have 20 and with 20 with calculator. But this time we're looking for the rate of growth. Which is R, how to find R? Yes, rate of return. When future value are given or is given and the present value is equal to. I am taking it gradually. Have you seen the formula, Tom? You have seen the formula. See the way I mean, like this one is not hanging on top of. See my one balancing as whole, no. See as the balance. See, you know, they go up. It's not hanging on this 1/n. 1 minus 1 whole number. So, future value is this. Hello, you are writing. Okay. Future value is this. Present value is this. All I do here is to do what they call substitution. Whenever I see FB, PV, and 20 minus 1 whole number. This divided by this, we have 2.191. Abi? This is, yeah, that one is correct. 2.191. Then 1/20 is 0.05. Why we have to divide this because of our calculator, we now raise it to 1/20. But you can recognize 0.05. So some of our calculators. 1/20. You may not be able to type 1/20 very well. But it's by dividing this, I'll get 0.05. So your calculator can just type 2.191 raised to power 0.25. So what do you have now? Is this 0 point? I don't think.
No.
1 point. This one should be 1 point. After 1 point, what? Oh yeah, with the way to. I said she press a calculator 2.191 raised to power 0.25. If you are going to gas power, raised to power is raised to power 0. Is that what? Approximately 40 minus 1. Did you say 9? Did I hear 3? I did not hear very well. 0.04 without going to go 4% is our rate of what? Return. Is it clear? Automatically, we all know that 0.24 means over 100, which is the same thing as 4%. And that is what we are talking about. That in examination, the question can tell you the future value, tell you the present, and tell you what is the growth rate. That's how. And when you're looking for the growth rate, if you don't know this formula, there's a problem. And how do we know the formula? Is from our original word. We did what we call change the subject of word formula. We're able to define R, and we go straight and get our answer. Is that clear? Fine. To conclude this future value with rates and in broader N, let's know how to find N when other things are given. I want to use the same question. So there's nothing to change much. Yes. No, right. I'm using the same question. So that we don't need to dictate a new question all over again. So that one will understand how to do it. This is number 3. I hear you and I have not gone far. Please write. Future value is still 493. Present value is still 225 naira. Like that. Number of years is not given. Rate, we all know is 4%. So this is what I want to do. I hope you are following.
No, we have some babies in the class.
Yes, please answer.
No,
I'm carrying them like an egg.
that you.
Good. Okay. I hope you are meeting up. You go. She's doing well.
Don't lie. Are you fine?
Are you sure you are doing
Yes.
well? Good.
Yes,
Good.
we have.
Very fine.
Now we have learned how to find R. Remember, the formula is made up of how many components? Present value, rate, N, and F. That means 4. That means we must know how to calculate all the 4 components. If you are asked to find future value, you should calculate. Present value, you are about to go there. You should know it. Rate, you know it. Number of years, you should know that. Because the question does not only dwell on future value and present value. It can tell you what is the rate of return. How many years, which is N. You must know just how to change subject. No, they will give it. Look at it. They must give you the 3. The whole 3 must be given. 1 will be looked for. And you must know how to change the subject like we did. You know, we're able to define R. And we're able to define future value. And we're about to do number of what? Years. Using this same formula. But this time around, we don't need to bother ourselves trying to make N the subject of form. There's no need for that. We just have to remember our original formula, which is PV into 1 plus R all raised to power what? N. We don't need to do anything because changing that N already is on the while on the code. So it's better solve and do the while once and for all. Is that okay? I didn't say while I was only playing. So there's no formula for N. May not be readily available without us saying logarithm on both sides. So why doing it down when we can solve and get to that? They not give us R. We look for it. Yes, R. This one, very important. Yes, you must use this, it's better. And again, you can also use this as it is. And so, as this, it's here we got the R. This is here we did the R. We form the R from here. So it didn't change. We only made, check your note. We made R the subject of form. And what we have to bring out is, we use it in a modified internal return. So if we don't know this, it would have been an issue. So we just apply straight. So it's the same. So let's see. For this one, we have 493. 225. You are aware. 1 plus R there is 1%. And we're looking for N. Now, you will agree with me that this N is associated with everything in this bracket. That means that this one is multiplying all this. So the coefficient of this is this. So divide both sides by 2. It's like this. This side will now be 1.04. All raised to power what? Is it clear? Good. Now if you divide this side, you'll get, we have done this side before. You divide this. It's already on the board. 2.191 equal to 1.04 raised to power what? N. There is no way that N can come down. This is not exponent. This is not indices. That's how we say mathematics is what. But we can only solve it. Assuming the base are the same, we would have just cut N will be equal to something. But because the base is not the same, we apply logarithm. Either so people will apply natural logarithm or apply just logarithm to the base of that side. So you apply logarithm. So the base of what? 10. It's always 10 because 10 is a common base, common to all. Base 10 is common, although everything will go on Earth as far as figures are concerned, because we don't need base 10. Base 10 is common. Even money, the same thing. That's why when you have money when it gets to 9 and add, you have what? 10. Don't mind that woman that was adding somehow. 5 plus 5, 10. Row 10. Become 41,000. So leave back. You need any point. So in this case, we have the logarithm of 2.191 equal to logarithm of 1.04 raised to the power of what? N. The laws of logarithm tells us so. It says log m raised to the power of p is equal to p log what? M. So that means that this power will come down. Is that okay? That power will come down. Log m raised to the power of p is equal to log what? M, like this. That's the log. So as a result, this power will come down. So it becomes log 2.191 equal to n log 1.014. Is that okay? Are we following? Those of us online, I hope you are doing well. So we have logarithm of 2.19 all over logarithm of 4.4. Remember, n, coefficient of n is this. The Bible says that is equal to what? N. Our n is equal to, divide this and divide this. You have 19 point something. Let me check. Press log. And say, just press log 2.191 over log 19. Yes, 19.998 approximately 20. So that's how to handle that part. It's not difficult. Number of years to find an option as an option. No, there's no other method. Check your any of the textbooks that you must have shown to you. There's no other way. You want, like I told you, that is a nice application of mathematics. You borrow math to solve what you want to solve. Those subjects that have something to do with math that will take a lot, stand a lot, must go and borrow the subject, whatever you get to actually arrive at an answer that relate to what you're looking for. So you can't be an isolation. Mathematics is the bedrock of all scientific discovery, whether management or pure, whichever one. Without maths, the whole world is in trouble. But they are only telling us that's where they flow in the from. When the fruit you are wearing, the fruit you are alive. Because it's science. That's calculation. Somebody applied it. So it's important to know it. To conclude, this is our formula. Because the formula is made up of 4 components. We have dealt with 3, remaining 1, which is the present what? Value. So I'm sending another question again to the group so that we don't waste more time in tackling this. So number 3 question has been sent to accommodate present what value. Or number 4 question. 4 question. Number 4, to accommodate the present value. I hope I can clean all these things I'm feeling. Can I take all this? The last one, you can go. Those of us online, take the 4th one. Remember what we have just done now. The main thing is to understand the grammar. When the parent say future, present, like we are ready to understand, if you want to find future, there must be a present value for you to compound. Given the interest rate and number of years, you'll be able to get the answer. And when you know future value and you're asked to find the present, you must discount the future to get towards the present. And that's what we agreed. This is our original formula, which I believe you have not forgotten. This is number 4 question. Out there, where is the future? We want to compound the future. We want to compound the future, which is in our notes, to give us what? The present. Are we there? So to solve this question, our PV is future value all over 1 plus R, all raised to the power of n. What's the future value in this question? Future value, those of us online. Have you seen the question? You said? Yes. Those of us online, have you seen the question?
Yes, sir.
Good. The future value is $75, $75,000 all over 1 plus interest rate is what? And the person said we should compound semi-annually. Semi-annually means not annually, semi-annually. That is divided by 12. Don't forget to 5%, I mean. Good. So it's going to be 0.05 semi-annual divided by 2. And the number of years is 4 years times what? 2. Yes, we have not forgotten all those things. It comes in any of those forms. Whether semi-annually, goes like that, and the result is still the same. So the idea will be 75,000 all over 1 point. Okay, someone divide for us. 0.00025, 0.025. All raised to power 8, Abby. like this. And somebody press calculator, just divide it down. This present value, we have no future. We want to bring the future to present. So we discount it. Okay? Discount here means division. Compounding means multiplication. In this subject, yes, in this subject, when you know future, you multiply, which means compound. You multiply the present by 1 plus r raised to power n. Then when you know future, you want to know present, you divide that present by 1 plus r raised to power n. That's the meaning of discounting. The word discounting means division. Yes, you want to know future, you multiply. Because you are going from present to somewhere, further, and for you to increase, you multiply. Now, if you're already in future, you want to know today, you divide that future to come now. Is that okay? That is the idea with this kind of question. Any of them, whether future value or present value, just like you can be daily, can be weekly, semi-annual, anywhere. So you cannot divert that area, forget about no, you can't. So anytime they say semi-annual, you should remember that the interest rate will be divided and the number of years will also be what? Divided. And you arrive at the last year. So that's the basis. So have you calculated for me? You have done it? 75,000? 75,000 times. You are still right. Me, I'm only doing my own. I'm just doing the way we will get the same answer. All the answer? 6-1. 651,000. 15,000. 5 days that again. Now what? We have seen this mathematics of finance. We have seen the future. We have seen the present value of single amount or unequal amounts. Are you following? Now we want to look at where there is series of equal payments or receipts. Paying are not constant. They are not unequal. They are equal amount of money. The way we do that one is quite different. The money will be more. For instance, the contribution pension you are doing, which is annuity, the money is always more compared to future value of 20,000 naira for number of years. No. But because the money you are paying is equal, that's why it is called annuity. Annuity is defined as series. Annuity. Annuity is defined as series of equal payments. Annuity is defined as series of equal payments or receipts over a period of time. Full stop. Before I go further, you must distinguish between what we just concluded now, which was single amount, and the amount wasn't equal. If it's not equal, no, for instance now, let me just look at something here. Let me just show you small thing here. Year one. I put 2,000 naira. Year 2, I put 5,000. Year 3, I put 2,500. Is this amount equal? This is an equal amount. I can find future value of this. Maybe the question say my interest rate is what? 5%. And they say I should find out what the future value of this amount will be. I went to the bank this year. I carried 2,000 put. Last year, I put 5,000. Another year, I put 25. That is on equal amount. That is not annuity. Annuities are the amount I'm paying in or receiving was what? Equal. So like this one now, as we have been doing, future what? Value. First one is how much? 1 plus 0.05 raised to power 2 plus 5,000 into 1.05. Okay. Plus 0.05 raised to power what? 1 plus 2005 into 1 plus 0.05 raised to power what? 0. You know this still future value, right? It's still our formula. It's not that something will deposit in year 1 will stay 2 years. Because this is at the end. Is that okay? First year will stay 2 years. Second year will stay 1 year. Last year, the last period, we're talking about 3 years. So this one is on equal amount. So what we are talking about is equal amount. And this annuity, can we continue? Annuity has 2 types. Annuity, how many types? 2. There are 2 types of annuity. We move to a new line number 1. Ordinary annuity. ANNUITY. Ordinary annuity. Are you there? When we say ordinary annuity, please help me open bracket in what you have written. Write for me, end of the year. End of the year. That's what we call ordinary annuity. That means that regular payment or equal payment or equal receipt that is made at the end of the year is known as ordinary annuity. Number 2, annuity due, D-U-E, annuity due, annuity due. You open brackets, beginning of the year, beginning of the year. Beginning of what? The year. That means just like you do contributory pensioning in your workplace, your own could be at the end of the year. Most is what you do is at the end of the year. I don't think you do beginning. You do beginning? No, there's when you collect salary. You now talk about end of the month or end of the year. So that one is ordinary annuity. That time, the money you will get will be lower compared to beginning of the year. So beginning gets more, just 1 interest above the first one, and that is all. So the future value of ordinary annuity should be lower than the future value of annuity due. And when we know future value of annuity, we can get present value by discounting that future value to get present value. So we're going to look at this some other time. I don't want to write anything now, but at least I've been able to distinguish for you what is annuity, the types of annuity, that if it's paid at the beginning, we know what it means. It's at the end, we know what it means. And the question will be specific. It will tell you the money was deposited equally. The only thing you watch at is end of the year, beginning of the year, so that you know the formula to adopt. So not to give you so much formula today, because the formula for annuity is different from all we have done today. It looks a little bit lengthy or more easier compared to this. On that note, any question for those of us on set? And those of us online, any questions? Hello? Are they
No
there?
question, we are doing fine. We are okay, we are okay.
Good. So on that note, we'll call it a day, and God bless you. We'll continue some other time when the need arises.
And bless you as well.
Happy New Year in advance. Who knows? We could see next year, or we'll still see this year again. I don't know. So, by next year. And that should be next year. Next year. First topic in January 2022 by His grace. The first Saturday, Abi. The first Saturday by His grace. We'll start with leverage. We'll move on. That kind of question is good, but the fact remains that the person is not the only lecturer. He can set his own. And mind you, I don't know who is teaching them. That person may also have a prof as Oga that is representing. So, yes, that course actually belongs to the one person or the other. But it doesn't matter. What matters is that they come in objective or just be that assignment. But whichever way, every topic should be taken seriously. I wish you all the best. See you next.